I really cherish that feeling. China is unbeatable. Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about 5 things I love about China. I feel like there's so many things I love about China, but I am going to narrow it down to 5. So the number 1 thing that I love about China is the feeling of safety. I think as a woman, it's just so different than my feeling here in Canada. In Canada, I would not go out after dark. I just feel like it's not safe. In China, I didn't feel that way. I was out all the time. Popo and Sophia went out to the parks even in the dark in the evening. Jung and I always went out to go for bike rides, to go for walks. We walked all around our community. We walked all through like downtown Nanjing. We walked along the parks, along the Yangtze River, and we always felt safe. We had no issues. I really cherish that feeling. I think that's one of the things I miss the most about China is that feeling of safety. I know that crime does happen in China, but it's definitely not at the level of what happens here in Canada, especially here in Vancouver. So safety is my number 1 thing that I love about China and I miss about China. So number 2 would be the affordable cost of living. And I think it can be different in different cities. So I'm going to talk about the city we lived in, which was Nanjing. So in Nanjing, our cost of living was about 1/3, if not less, than the cost of living that we currently spend here in Vancouver. So the cost of our apartment in Nanjing was about like, I think 1,400, and you cannot find anything here in Vancouver for that. Especially because in Nanjing, we lived in a luxury building. It was brand new, a brand new gated community. And also it was a 3-bedroom. It's bigger than the place that we're in now. And for our 2-bedroom, we are currently paying about 3 times that amount. This is also a nice building, but I mean, the cost of living is just higher. Same with the cost of groceries. It was so easy to just go to the markets and all of that in China to buy really cheap produce like veggies and fruit. And in Canada, stuff like that's just more expensive. I feel like in Vancouver, we have found markets that are a little bit cheaper than the grocery stores, so we do tend to shop there. Also, electricity, cell phone, Wi-Fi, all of that, so much cheaper in China. Like you literally pay just a couple of dollars for your cell phone per month. The cost of living is just so incredibly different in Nanjing than it is here in Vancouver. The next one, number 3, is convenient. I felt that China was so convenient when it came to pretty much everything. I feel it's so convenient to take transportation everywhere. It's so convenient to pay with apps everywhere. It's so convenient to buy things online and have them delivered for cheap. Yeah, the convenience in China is unbeatable. So number 4 would be the mix of the old and new. So this is something that just blew my mind when I went to China the first time in 2013. I don't know, it just shocked me so much when I went to the bigger cities like Shanghai and Beijing, and I just saw like these ancient, beautiful parts of the city, and then right beside it like these huge skyscrapers. And I think that's just so cool to see. I absolutely love that. Like even in Nanjing, I thought it was just so cool where you could go to like this super luxury mall in Nanjing called Deji. You know, you could go and buy Gucci and Chanel and all of that. And then just a few minutes away, you could go to this ancient wall that was thousands of years old, that has so much history. Or go to Jiming Temple, so much history. Like, it's just so cool to be able to have those types of things in the city. And so this is my last one that I'm going to do, number 5, and that is life is always interesting in China. So when we lived in China, we were so busy all of the time because we just wanted to see everything and do everything, and there was so much to see and do. In China, I really loved that I could just go out at night and see the Ais dancing in the parks, or Zheng and I could go to the night market and just walk around. I feel like when you're in China, you can just see so many different things. You can find pretty much anything to do, especially in the bigger cities. Like in Nanjing, you could go to different types of events every day of the week if you want. And there's things for everybody, like for families, for couples, for seniors. I think even just going to a park and walking around is so interesting. In China, we just always had something to do. Even in Zheng's hometown in Hanzhong, even though it's a smaller city, it was lively all the time. Like even in the evening, you go out and the seniors are dancing, and you know, there's different exercise groups, or you can hear people doing karaoke and stuff like that. So those are things I love about China. It's just, life is just so interesting there. There's so much to learn, so much to do. The culture is just so rich and interesting. These are some things that we just really miss about China, and who knows, maybe one day we will live there again. Who knows what we'll be doing in 5-10 years. Zheng and I love to learn about different cultures and take on different interests and stuff like that. So yeah, right now we're enjoying our life in Vancouver. It's beautiful here. We love to get out in nature and go hiking and paddleboarding and go to the beach. I think we've been to the beach almost every single weekend since we moved here. So we've been enjoying that, but who knows, in 5 years, who knows where we'll be. Maybe we'll be in China, maybe we'll be in Europe, maybe we'll still be here. So I hope you guys like listening to my 5 things I love about China. If you guys have things you love about China, put them down below. I'd love to hear what you love about China as well. Yeah, and I have a ton of things I love about China, so maybe I can do another video in the future talking about some other things I love. Also, I am going to try to start uploading 2 videos a week. It was difficult in the beginning because translating just takes up a lot of time, and editing does too as well. So I'm starting to get better at both. So I think as time goes on, I can eventually get up to 3 videos a week, which is my goal. But for now, I'm hoping in September or even maybe next week, I'll be able to do starting 2 videos a week and then go from there. Thank you for watching, and as usual, if you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them below.